ExxonMobil refinery, chemical release and fire out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The date was 11/26/2016. It's created by David Middlebrooks. Course SATC 420, November 9th, 2020, assignment 5. And in this picture to the right, you can see that this describes what happened for the case. The operators did not correctly follow the procedures for removing this gearbox off a valve, which in turn released this gas right here. And a welding machine actually ended up, inhaling some of the gas, and then created an explosion, as you can see throughout the pictures. Yeah, so right here is where the problem went wrong. See, they have 4 bolts that go to the valve body right here. They took this off, which then kind of just allowed for this to happen because there was no support for the top of the plug. The gearbox could have been removed by just taking out these 2 little bolts on the side of this mounting bracket right here, which would have then left the top piece right here for the bracket still holding onto the body of the valve. So whenever they went to kind of torque it with the pipe wrench, it kind of just it broke loose, and that's what released the gas from it. So yeah, the main thing is they did not have any kind of procedure, so therefore the operators didn't really, they were just kind of trying to get the job done and didn't actually know what the correct procedure was. So here's the 14 OSHA PSM elements. As you can see, number 8 on the list, the highlighted in red, is 1910.119J, which is the mechanical integrity. So in the mechanical integrity element, it states that written procedures, the employer shall establish and implement written procedures to maintain the ongoing integrity of a process equipment. So whenever the operators are performing this work, they actually didn't have any kind of written procedures to work on this valve. So therefore they weren't using this element at all, So that could have easily prevented the operators from incorrectly working on the valve and causing that explosion. So it could have been prevented very easily. This element, which is part of a mechanical integrity element, states that it is mandatory to have written procedures on how to perform maintenance on the process equipment. It also states that this includes piping system, which include piping components such as valve. If the operators would have had procedures on how to work on a particular valve, then the incident would have not occurred. It would have also helped if they would have had particular training on, as far as like maybe going, okay, well, we're working on this, we need to have this procedure made up, we need to have it, they could have did better training on how to go about performing a job task. So, maybe the operators wouldn't have done the task without having a procedure. They would have known, okay, we got to pull up the procedures and do this. So in conclusion, the operators at the ExxonMobil facility needed better training and the correct procedures for working on that valve. However, Exxon did not have any written procedures on how to safely disassemble the gearbox from the valve. This ultimately resulted in operators trying to fix a valve that they did not know how to work on. A major explosion could have been easily avoided if the company would have written procedures that employees could have followed. And these are the references that I ended up using. I got the actual case study from the csb.gov website, and I have the 14 elements was recovered from OSHA.gov, the actual website, in subpart H. That is the end of the slide.